Hey everybody, it's Kevin. Today is the 31st, last day of March 2021, and this is your daily message and meditation with me. It's more of a channeling these days, I think, although I do like the meditative aspect of it. So, without further ado, let's get right to today's message. I'm trying to think if there's anything that oh, maybe I should share this because I'm always asking the guides and the spirits, what is it about what's going on that I can share that lands. Have a quick sip of tea. So what is landing? Well, the last week, I have felt the pull of the full moon, and I'm of the opinion that, I've talked about this, how the planet of the Earth really is spinning. The moon stays where it is, the sun stays where it is, seemingly. Um, and during the spring equinox, which is what we had maybe 10 days ago or so, it feels like there's a magnetic pull. Plus, the sun, the way it is, or the way the Earth is sort of on axis spinning, we get all this greening up of the earth, and the green and the animals are beginning to come out of hibernation. So there's a lot of activity going on, which for us humans, me, creates this sort of feeling of being all over the place with thoughts, not sure. There's a big cultural uprising. There is definitely this dichotic energy of love and greatness and possibility and joy and all of those things. There's also this feeling of woe and dread and this and that. So it's like we've got these two scales. And as humans, really, we're looking for balance, always looking for balance. So whenever we are going through anything, for instance, we can feel joyful and happy and all full of it at one moment. Then something can tip that up and we go the opposite direction. That's one way of looking at it. But for me recently, it has been this business of not knowing where to land the thought. In the morning I could choose, oh, I like to do this. The afternoon, that is, yeah, oh, no, here's another option. And the evening, oh, here's another option. It's sort of like this. Um, it isn't that there's doubts, there is a bit of confusion. And how do you get through it? It would be as if you are listening to a lot of different voices, listening to the voices of desire, what you want, what you want, and the voice of fear. Shouldn't, no, maybe not, perhaps not, perhaps not. And then desire kicks back in and the fear kicks back. It's a bit like this balance. When that happens, and I never know how all of this lands, when that happens, it's time to get out of our own way. Well, how do we get in? How do we know if we're in our own way? That's exactly how you know. Nothing will land. No thing is happening. No purpose is clear and set. Does that sound familiar? Nothing's happening. There's no clear plan. Nothing set. It's a flat land. A bit of, we've got to make something happen because that's what we're used to. And I know, being in a human form, because I happen to really truly now embrace and believe I'm of a spirit that's having a human experience. Those human experiences either line up with other human experiences, as what I'm going through at the moment, to move everything forward, or it doesn't line up at all. And this feeling of confusion, not landing, almost opposite emotions, is a way of lining up. Think of when you put together a building or when you're putting together anything, it's got to line up. And sometimes that takes time. Just takes time to make it all lay into place. But because we live in a digital age, instant gratification age, we can have it now, we can see it now, we can get it now, we can do it now. The waiting patiently for things to line up and the unfolding of a flower or a plant or a bird or somebody coming out of whatever animal coming out of hibernation takes some time. It seems incredible that tomorrow we will be sitting at the 1st of April 2021, when it only seemed like a minute ago that we turned the corner to the new year. And I'm watching slowly, we're going into April, and there are plants and flowers that have not bloomed. Daffodils, didn't see any. Tulips, never saw any. It took a while for the cherry blossoms to sort of emerge. It seemed like we were in this deep freeze for quite a bit. Not long, because we've got forward, we've gone whoosh, here we are in April. Blink and we'll be at the 4th of July. Very soon we'll be talking about the holidays again. So what's the point in all this? The message of today. In essence, get out of your own way. Just get out of your own way. And here are the cards that came up. Clear your vibes. Archangel Metatron, who really was in folklore considered to be part of the human world like we are, that had done the work to help expand the consciousness in spiritual, to develop the bridge between the heavens and the earth, the metaphysical language, clearing the energy field, meaning the confusion energy field between who we are as a spirit and who we are as a human, getting that out of the way. So when he incarnated back to spirit, God moved him up to archangel status and gave him a seat next to God's throne. So in many images you'll see Metatron as the right hand or left hand seat, I think it's the right hand seat of God, which seems quite interesting. His twin archangel, particularly in this deck, and what I've learned from Kyle Gray, is Sandalphon, a bit of the messenger to God, the postman that came yesterday. And God is not necessarily a man, although the energy of God is masculine. So no accident that the second card that pops in is the Shekinah. And the Shekinah represents the essence, the feminine essence of spirit. The sacred self. The part that deals with love and with joy and all the feminine, beautiful, soft, meditative influences of our culture. And the Shekinah energy is encouraging us to unleash and express ourselves in ways that we haven't expressed ourselves before. This is the time that we come from that space of love, of understanding, of joy, of peace, of harmony, almost like that hippy-dippy kumbaya type of energy. And we'll be shown, introduced to the opposite. And sometimes it's hard to take the fact that, well, we're doing all this work, we're working on all this spirituality, You know, for me, I was one of those going to yoga, get myself in shape, I'm eating vegetables and fruit. I'm not doing the things, all of that, all of that sort of finger pointing type of, well, what more do I need to do? It reminds me of one of the, I think it's one of the sutras where a monk goes to the master because they're all looking to become enlightened and wants to show the master the lessons that he has learned and wants to prove to the master that he's worthy of entering the temple of enlightenment. And the master says, what side of your shoes did you put your rice bowl? And the student monk says, wait, I've come to show you what I've learned and what I've mastered and how great I am. And you want to know what side of the shoes did I put the rice bowl? That's so mundane and ridiculous. And the master turned to the student monk, you're not ready. Go back, do it again. In any of our lives, in any of our days, in any of our learnings and teachings and whatever we do, there is an element of humility that goes with it. The element of kindness. I went through how to land it. How do you land forgiveness, and how do you land love, and how do you land that feeling of goodness when you are standing in the face of just pure wretchedness, irritation? Seems like the more we enlighten, the more we look for that good harmony, peace, joy, fun type energy, the more the opposite shows up. It isn't that the opposite is showing up. The opposite's always been there. The people who are not switched on, not awake, walking around blindly, just full of their nonsense. That's exactly what it is. Makes no sense. Could care less whether there's a sun, a moon, a star. Don't matter what it is. They are so stuck on the physical plane of news cycle. Never good news. Good news does not pay bills. Good news to networks doesn't help. People don't tune into it. And we are in a world that we're somewhat obsessed with being seen. There's so many people striving to be seen. I was one who felt like I was not any good if I didn't have a boatload of subscribers on this YouTube channel. And in fact, I went asking people to do it because I wanted my own URL. What does that make difference? And I landed a week or so ago on the knowledge or the learning that, you know what, even if I influence one person, even if I just make a difference to that one person, that one message for that one day, then sends them forward into the world feeling much better than they did. That's the one person I was meant to influence. It doesn't matter how many people tune in, how many people like and subscribe. I mean, I suppose it's important if you're running YouTube and if you expect to get a paycheck from it. Don't know, I'm not working for YouTube. Not really working for anybody else but the creator that put the planets in the universe to begin with. And that's what I mean by getting out of your own way. Whether or not you believe that you are affluential, influential, inspirational, empowering, we all have the power and the ability to lead, to be in front of a group of people, to influence people. So I'll ask you, my friends that are tuning in, if you don't believe you have that within you, it's time to get out of your own way. Because the disbelief, the non-believing, the believing that you can't do it, you can't have it, you're not good enough, not schooled enough, not qualified enough, it's ridiculous. Ooh, okay. I'm going to read this week's weekly thing because I feel there's a message coming from one of these spirits. I loved hearing from Millie yesterday. She was delightful. a bit different, a little bit at you. Um, Sort of reminded me more of an earthbound spirit. Uh, and I don't know a Millie. I never met a Millie in this life. Might have done. Um, um, she just was quite amusing and quite different. I'm trying to explain how I see. I never thought of. I always thought of spirits the way we see people, individuals. So when they pass over, they stay into that individual, but that's not necessarily the truth. As we sit and we look and we meditate, and we start seeing the colours merging together. We might see the blues and the reds, and the golds and the greens when you're in meditation and you're pulling in spirit. And they may be like a mist, it could be like droplets, it could be like almost like a kaleidoscope, it could be like one of those psychedelic things you see in the discotheque. The colours move together as one. If you've ever studied films with fish, shoals of fish going, they all move in one direction, in one. Flocks of birds, they fly. If you look at the formation of geese, it's almost like a jet plane. There's one lead goose that leads the rest of them, and they all fly in unison because together the propulsion of the wings in the sky moves them forward quicker. They're all helping each other. That's the point of saying get out of your own way and line up with the people that line up with you, and together you move forward. The challenge is the ego jumps in, and the ego jumps in inappropriately many times, appropriately only a few times. Inappropriately, we all know those egomaniacs that have got to get to the front of the queue, stand in line and be heard, and start their soapbox chatter, whatever that means, making lots of noise, lots and lots and lots and lots of noise. It's called the squeaky wheel. Typically gets the oil. Eventually, those who've been listening get tired of listening to it, switch it off, because it's nothing new. Because the ego has to work hard, really hard, to keep that up. You know, I've talked about people who have ill intentions. That's hard work. To intentionally want to seek revenge on people is stressful. So much easier to hug and love and come together and smile at somebody and give somebody $1 if they're out of money. So much easier to say, you know what, there's more where that came from. Here, have what I got. That's so much easier, and it moves us forward so much quicker. So start looking at how your way of being kind and your way of being generous and your way of being good and your way of being holy, if you will, the Shekinah energy, the soft feminine energy of God, which is really what that is. The Shekinah is the feminine energy of God, the feminine energy that moves us forward, particularly very prevalent in the Judaism. I'm not even saying that right. Jewish religion. There you go. Lots of holidays in the Jewish community are full of the feminine love, the feminine light. There's music, there's dancing. Yeah, done. Here goes our daily message. Take the pressure off. Sometimes we need a little pressure to get moving, but sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves. I must do this, we think, and I must do that better, faster. We begin to believe that only by worry and fear pressurizing ourselves can we get the job done. Whether the job is spiritual, growth, or making a particular decision, or accomplishing a task. That kind of pressure doesn't get the job done any better or any faster. It simply makes you tense and fearful and stops the creative juices. Too much pressure can take you out of a present moment. It can inhibit the life force, the flow of life within you. That kind of pressure can make so much noise in your mind that you can't hear your heart. We have responsibilities. We have time frames and commitments to others. There are times when we need to get the job done, but the most pressing job can be done best when we're relaxed. The most urgent decision can be made most clearly when we're at peace. It doesn't help to force ourselves to go faster, be somewhere else, or be someone we're not. There are few things we need to do that enhance by becoming tense. There are few things we need to do that can be enhanced by becoming tense, fearful, and worried. The more pressing the situation, the more pressing the need to be present for ourselves and present for each other. Let off some steam, relax your emotions, clear the pathway to the heart. Answers will come. The job will get done. Give yourself some relief. Take the pressure off. And I'll add to that, get out of your own way. That's the thing. Have you ever gone through cupboards, which I'm doing right now? I've got this cupboard downstairs. It's got cans of paint in it, lots of them. I've taken them out, looked at the colour and put them back in. Why? I don't know. What are they doing there? I don't know. So they need to go. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I need to do some touch up. I haven't done touch up on paint in a while. So I'm thinking, okay, well, you go beyond the touch up because now the walls are really a different colour. They've taken on the oxidation of the air. And the odd swipe of the tail of the dog. So it's pointless to keep all these cans of paint in a cupboard. For what? I don't know. Anyway, that's just me being real, telling you how it is. Let's meditate. Feet flat on the floor, big breath in. Let it out. Bring your mind into your breath and just listen to the hush of the breath going in your body and go out of your body. Just let the mind settle on away from the thought and into deep relaxation. And the deeper we breathe, the more into those lower areas of the brain waves we go to, like really deep relaxation. Bring your mind to your feet and the soles of your feet as it connects to the earth, or as they connect to the earth. Allow the energy to rise up through your body and take notice of any area of your joints, your muscles, your skeletons, your bones that are not open, that feel stuck, that needs to be stretched. Just gently settle in, breath, nothing to fix. Any thoughts that come into your mind, let them float by. Now continue with a cleansing prayer. You can repeat after me, or you can let the words settle into your heart and send them out. Thank you, Archangel Michael, and the ascended masters of this great and powerful universe for cutting the ties that bind me to people, places, situations, stories, and anything that gets in my way and no longer serves my purpose. And thank you for cutting those ties right now. I declare that I am safe, that I am free. So it is, so shall it be. Now, prayer for your own devotion again. You can repeat or let the words land in your heart and move out. I am the keeper of my mind and my body. Wherever love is flowing, fear is a stranger, and love is flowing here. I am love. I am of love. I am joy. I am of joy. I am peace. I am of peace. And I am light. I am of the light. So it is, and so shall it be. Now put that feeling of joy and happiness, gratitude, honor, the feeling that you're safe, the feeling that you're free, the feeling that you're loved, the feeling that you are light. You can make an affirmation: I am a star, and a star is a heavenly body that radiates light. I'm a heavenly body, I radiate light, and I'm a star. Surround yourself in this white light. Make this your sacred space that creates a force field like a bubble. You can make this as big as you like. It can go out several feet above you, below you, to the sides of you. Know that all forms of fear and anxiety and nonsense that don't line up with you can't permeate your space. And now we'll give thanks for the angels and receive their message. Thank you, angels, ascended masters, my spirit guides, for reminding me that you're here and present. Thank you for revealing what I need to know. I'm willing to listen and to receive, and willing to share and to lead. So it is, and so shall it be. Hello, everybody. This is the Miriam's Come to Speak. And we've been here quietly listening, gathering ourselves. There's more than one of us. It's quite a group. There's a coming, it's being attracted. We're part of the angel nation, if you will, on the other side. It comes together with messages to help you understand and to learn. There are many of earth purposed beings who channel and come. Some of the human experiences don't wish to use themselves in this way. They simply interpret the energy that they are receiving through their channeling, and they repeat what they're hearing through their own interpretation. This is how it works. Sometimes the channel speaks unaware that we are speaking through him. And sometimes we come and we channel to bring you a sense of how it works. There is an uprising that is occurring right now. Many of you feel tired, like you could drop off to sleep at any moment. Can't keep your eyes open. Feel like you are aging quickly. Be aware, my friends, that the spirit, the ascended energy that is being worked through you, needs for you to be still and quiet and without all of this busy work in order to be tuned up, increased, opened up. As you have learned in this human world to do the human physical things, the spiritual things have been neglected, and we are noticing the energy of the Shekinah and the mighty energy of Metatron have been calling forth all of the light workers to turn on their flames, turn on their light as you have been doing. Know that there are many that are beginning to awaken, learning from each other, influencing each other, loving one another. This is your purpose. The light Christed energy of the universe will soon be coming through children, the young, for they are part of the new existence that you will experience. As your souls evolve into the light, as your souls enlighten and share what we bring and what we wish for you to know, these young individuals will seemingly begin to develop faster, quicker. They will begin to find new ways to move the earth forward, to move the planet, to be more resourceful. You will see great crumblings in the next 2 to 3 years of this masculine, demonstrative greed, gluttony, abuse will all be revealed and removed as younger people rise up. We are not speaking of those who stir up mayhem and nonsense, for they are just as confused as those they accuse. Understand, my friends, that when you protest, the protest persists. Protesting just does nothing but creates more protest. An accuser must exercise forgiveness to move forward. The accused must exercise forgiveness to move forward. Forgiveness can only happen in the presence of love and peace, understanding and compassion. Forgiveness can only happen when there is an acceptance. It is not the job of the accuser to require the accused to admit the wrongdoing. For the accuser to be free and to stop the protest, they must forgive and move on. This is not a world of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. All of that energy continues, will be abolished. Come from a place of love, come from a place of light, come from a place of joy. And you will be met with love and light and joy. You will have no need to accuse or be accused. You will have no need for greed or gluttony. You will have no need to covet anything from anyone else. You will have everything you need. You have always had everything you need. All your prayers have already been answered. All you have to do is say thank you and receive. The challenge is time. We want everything to happen instantly. Well, it does. The prayer goes out instantly. Things have to be lined up. Once the prayer goes out, it gets heard, it gets seen, and then there's spiritual work that lines things up to make it happen. So, my friends, get out of your own way, clean out the trash, clean out the closets, read some poetry, listen to some good music, tap your feet. Raise your vibration. I must go. Thank you for listening. I love you. Bring your hands to Prayer Art Center. Just have an honor for what you get from yourself, the power that you have within yourself, the things that you're able to accomplish for yourself, and try to lift up and away from the things that bring you down. Lift your thumb knuckles to third eye center. Let's honor, love, and create peace in the whole world as together we bow and say namaste. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. So I'm getting more and more used to how that works. It's a bit weird. I'll talk a bit more, I think, about channeling. I think I need to do a special, like a Zoom thing for those people that are interested in knowing when channeling happens and how to do it. Because we do it, we don't realize we're doing it. We think it's a special thing in our body that we have to do. No, not really. If any of you have vivid dreams that you remember and they say write them down, well, that's channeling. You physical body sleeping and resting, and your spiritual body goes off, does all kinds of things with all kinds of people. People that in your dream you know them. In the dream that you're having when you're traveling, you are completely familiar with these people. And then when you come back into the human form, you have no idea who they are or what they're about, or it seems weird until you just do a bit more of it and a bit more of it and a bit more of it. And then you understand that you have like a diamond facets. Anyway, I got to go. I love you. Have a great, great Wednesday, and we'll talk soon. Bye.